Now, Raising Cane's presents the student section on ESPN Honolulu. Brought to you by HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, and HawaiiUSA Federal Credit Union.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new edition of the student section on ESPN Honolulu. We are live here on location at Raising Cane's in Pearl City. I'm Mausolf, and I'm joined by my co-host of student section, Kallin Spiller. Kallin, it's good to be back with you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Cole. I'm so excited to be here for our second episode of the student section, our October edition, the Halloween edition.
Yes,
it's going to be a fun night.
Yes, indeed. It is the Halloween edition of the student section. And Kallin, we got a fun show here today. If you're listening to the show on the airwaves of ESPN Honolulu and are in the area, come down to Raising Cane's. We are located at Raising Cane's in Pearl City and have special guests Roman, Gabriel, and Lecedric Brown of Mililani Boys Basketball joining us later in the show. But joining us right now, we do have the two-time reigning Hawaii Boys Volleyball State Player of the Year and reigning state champ, Kainoa Wade, joining us. Kainoa, we appreciate you coming to the show.
How's it going, everybody? Good to be here. I'm happy.
Kainoa, I wanted to start by asking you for an update on where things are with high school graduation, enrolling early at UH, just to reassure the UH men's volleyball fans that we are getting Kainoa Wade in a UH uniform this upcoming season.
I mean, right now I'm kind of just like every other normal high school student, just going throughout my day. Like this is the first time I have like a down period in a long time. So just at Kamehameha, doing classes, finish up my credits, and should be done in December.
Awesome. That is great news for UH volleyball fans, Kallin.
And what are some of those things that you're soaking up right now in your last semester as a high school student?
I think it's just cherishing the memories of the boys and just enjoying my time on the campus. Like the campuses gave so much to me. I'm just so happy I went to that school and chose that to be my career path. And yeah, I'm just excited to get going.
Let's talk about a little bit about that high school career of yours. Winning state player of the year, winning states, all while dethroning Punahou of a 11th straight state title. Walk me through that moment of taking down Punahou last season and winning Kamehameha's first boys volleyball state title since 2011.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go throughout the whole year here. So, I mean, we played Punahou 5 times throughout the year. For the first 4, we were kind of just trying lineups. We're trying to figure out things, and it wasn't going our way too well. But we knew just at the end of the day that the last game was the only game that mattered because the year before we came up short. So we just kept our head down, kept focusing, kept trying. And then by the 5th time, all we needed was a little something at the end, and we had a little something that night.
And you fell to Punahou in the championship match your sophomore season a year before. Did you have a little more juice for that state championship match, or in general when you are facing the Buff and Blue?
Yeah, I mean, all my friends are on that side of the net, but once the whistle's blown, it's not friendship anymore. Like I'm trying to, So it definitely was a little something from last year, and just those guys like in my ear all year, like they beat me the year before, so it had a little edginess to it.
Losing the year before and then going into that season, losing 4 times.
Yeah.
That's a tough wall to go up against. What was the mentality going into that game?
Yeah, I mean, the message for our team throughout the year was just love each other, and we knew win or loss, we're going to love each other, and we know these are going to be our boys we're going to go to battle with. So, yeah, at the end of the day, it was just loving each other around you and trusting each other around you, because I knew I couldn't do it by myself. I needed everyone else on the court and everyone else on the bench and all the coaches to be fully engaged the whole time, and that's what we got in the final game.
And after that match, that championship match last season, Rick Toon, the head coach of Punahou, referred to you as an all-world talent. What does that type of comment coming from such a great in the men's volleyball, the boys volleyball realm in Hawaii mean to you?
I mean, it's such a great honor. Rick Toon, great coach. He's won anything he's wanted in his past, like, I don't even know how long he's been coaching, but yeah, it's a great honor to hear that from him. And I've been talking with him. I played golf with him actually the summer before after they beat us. So yeah, it's all,
Okay, golf. I just got into golf as well, so I'm gonna stop it right there. How are you? How's your golf game?
Depends who you talk to. I mean, I don't think I'm too great, but I can hit the ball a long way. That's about it. Yeah, I'm not horrible. Like, I can play.
It's good fun. It's good fun.
And obviously he's a legend, but you're about to play for another legend in the sport of men's volleyball here in Hawaii. Your father, Coach Charlie Wade, head coach of the UH men's volleyball team. How are you feeling about going into your college career playing for your dad?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. It's been a dream of mine since I've been able to see and speak. So yeah, I'm just ready to get going. I've been in the stands for 15 years, so to get on the bench or on the court, I'm excited.
And your father, Coach Charlie Wade, head men's volleyball coach for UH, he does coach your club team for Outrigger.
Mhm.
How have you kind of navigated, as well as Charlie, navigated that father-coach dynamic? Is it does the father stay at home, or does it come out on the court as well?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all like I can't hide the fact that my dad's the coach, so it's all there, of course. But I mean, when it's time to go, we know it's time to go, and like we're head down, fully working on the volleyball side. And like sometimes when we're at home, like we'll talk a little bit about volleyball, but it's not like the full conversation every single time, of course. Like, yeah, it's all been good from here.
And it's kind of reminiscent of a story going through the media right now with LeBron James playing with his son Bronny on the Lakers. And I remember seeing on one of their media days, they asked Bronny, are you going to call him LeBron? Are you going to call him Dad? Or are you going to call him Bron? And I think he responded with, it'll be Bron in the game. So I was curious what your thoughts on that. Are you going to call him Dad?
I haven't really took too much thought into it. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a weird one. I don't know yet. I'm just going to keep working, call him coach. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
In club volleyball, you do call him coach, right?
Yeah, I mean, I usually called him Dad. I kind of just try to avoid it. But it's like, I can't hide the fact.
You can't hide it. You can't hide it.
Just walk around, poke him on the shoulder so you don't have to address what you're going to call him.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your decision to forego your senior season at Kamehameha and play for UH this coming year. Did winning states last year make that decision a little easier, or was it already in writing to go to UH?
We've had talks about this since freshman year, and like I broke my back my freshman year, so it was a little bit like, okay, maybe I need time to develop. And then as the years went on, sophomore year had a great year, junior year it was even greater. So yeah, to see that, I've kind of just had we've had the plan for a while, and yeah, I'm just ready to go.
Was there ever a thought, even when you're growing up, to play somewhere else? Or was UH always the plan? And what makes Hawaii, especially, besides the fact that your dad coaches for UH, so special?
Yeah, it's been a no-brainer for me. Like, it's been a dream of mine since I was, like, forever. Like, that's the main thing for me. I just want to put on for the fans and the people that have supported me. Even like I'm not even on the team yet, and I've had support throughout my entire high school career, and even when I was little, like it's just been full support, and that's why I want to do it for them. And I couldn't go anywhere else. Like that would just be not cool of me. Yeah.
And like you mentioned, you've grown up in those stands watching the team, so I'm sure there's a lot of anticipation. What is something that you've seen? Is it putting on the jersey? Is it the announcement of the starters? Like, what are you looking forward to? I think the dream.
Yeah, I think the day my name gets called, that's gonna be a real like surreal moment for me, because I've been there for 15 years at this point, just watching. So to be like run out of the tunnel and be like hear the support from all the fans going for me, it's gonna be pretty surreal.
You talk about being there for 15 years in the stand, watching your dad coach the players play. Your dad coached some phenomenal teams and players throughout the years. Was there anyone in particular that was your favorite player to watch, or was there like maybe a handful of players?
I think, my favorite player of all time, I think I have to say Stein von Tilburg for sure. Like that's like he played oppo and transitioned outside, and he was a beast. But the best team, I think they didn't even win this year, but the best team ever was the 2019 team. They just went against, I think they were the second best team of all time. They went against the first best team of all time. That was Long Beach that year. But that team was unreal. Like I would think it was like 33 sets in a row or something stupid. Like they didn't lose. Like it was nuts.
Man. And you are joining one of the best programs in the country as a highly rated recruit. What expectations, if any, you don't have to have any expectations. You are a freshman, a young freshman, but what expectations do you have for yourself, knowing the ability you have on the court in your freshman season?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to provide, like, I know I'm coming in late and I'm going to have to work hard to get myself in a position to help give my team the best chance to win. And that's what I want to do at the end of the day. If I'm on the court or not, I want to give my team the best chance to win. So I'm just going to support wherever.
And this panel up here is a group of basketball players, including yourself. You were the leading scorer last season for Kamehameha.
I still give my friends stuff for that.
Yeah. I heard Arangana might be looking for some size to bolster up the court. Did it ever cross your mind to play basketball as well in college?
No, not at all. I wasn't. No, I didn't think of myself as any type of basketball recruit. Like, I don't like the run in, to be honest. Like, yeah, not my thing.
Stick to volleyball.
Yeah.
Stick to volleyball.
More in one place.
Okay, we're talking about sports outside of the court, outside of basketball, outside of volleyball. Are there any hobbies that you have outside of the court?
I'd like to say golf. I like to say golf sometimes. I mean, I got to work a little harder on that, but I like going to the beach. I go to the beach a lot. Yeah, just hanging out with the boys, honestly.
So then what is your favorite go-to beach?
I like Mox. Yeah,
Mox is a
Mox is my
classic.
favorite. Probably gonna go there tomorrow.
That east side of beaches, Sandy's, Mox,
Yeah.
Waimanalo, it's you can't miss. You can't miss over there. Okay, before the games, before the matches, favorite music artist to listen to, or in general?
Honestly, favorite. I don't even know.
Do you listen to music?
Oh yeah, I listen to music. It's more just like I don't know, like just
What
get
type
me
of
going.
music?
Honestly, I mean rap is always like
Right.
it's in the locker room, like that's what it is. But like in my own headphones, I like just like beats just to like get me going.
Something to hype you
like
up.
yeah, like
Something to hype you up.
yeah.
And so then kind of with that, do you have any favorite restaurants or specifically a pregame meal that you feel like fuels you better than others?
Pre-game meal.
Besides Raising Cane's.
I honestly, yeah, Raising Cane's of course, but before games, I actually don't like eating a lot. Like I probably eat 4 hours before the game, and I just won't touch food before that. Like maybe on the sideline, like mid set, I'll like eat a granola bar or something. But it's not much pregame meal for me. It's like a small snack, like a little sandwich or something, just to get me like going throughout the match.
You're in the zone.
Yeah, I don't like my stomach feeling full, like an empty stomach.
Yep.
And a little before the show started, Kallin and I and you were talking about Raising Cane's. We are here at Raising Cane's in Pearl City, but we're talking about what we order at Raising Cane's.
Yep.
And the topic of subbing toast
Yeah.
or subbing coleslaw for extra toast or getting the slaw, which comes with the box combo. In your opinion, what is your order?
This is the order. Box combo. I want the toast, and I want to substitute toast for coleslaw, and I want 2 sauces, please.
You heard that.
Yeah.
You heard that.
And then with a sweet tea on the side.
With the sweet tea on the
Yeah,
side. And we'll have
that's
that right up after you get off air. But Kallin, can you share your order,
I mean,
please?
I'm just disappointed in the trade for coleslaw. I know it's popular. I know that's the trend, but I think coleslaw brings a balance to the box combo that you need. And I'm a big coleslaw fan. I think Cane's has some of the best coleslaw I've ever had.
I'm not hating on the coleslaw. It's just the toast is just unmatchable.
It is.
Okay, that's
It
fair.
is.
More of what you like.
Yeah.
And a source told us they butter each toast individually, fresh, right before we eat it. So I would have to.
I'm
have
excited
to go with
for
the
that
toast.
after.
I'm sorry, Kallin. Anyway, we are here at Raising Cane's in Pearl City with volleyball commit Kainoa Wade, and we are certainly excited to see you on the volleyball court this upcoming year. But we have to take a break. But before we do, at HawaiiUSA Federal Credit Union, helping reach your goals and dreams of financial wellness is their commitment. Learn more and become a member today by visiting any of their conveniently located branches or online at HawaiiUSAFCU.com. HawaiiUSA. Life Matters, insured by NCUA. Welcome back to the student section live here at Raising Cane's in Pearl City. Cole Mausolf with Kallin Spiller, and we are joined by men's volleyball commit Kainoa Wade. And to start off this portion of the show, we're going to introduce a special segment called Tier Talk. And since we are in the Halloween season, we're going to do something specially festive for Tier Talk, where each of us are going to rank our favorite Halloween traditions from Tier 1 being our favorite Halloween tradition down to Tier 2 and to Tier 3. So basically just ranking our favorite traditions like trick-or-treating, decorating the house, eating candy, whatever you like as a kid, and even now if you celebrate Halloween.
Yeah.
So we'll have my partner Kallin start it off and then hand it over to you, Kainoa.
Okay.
Give you some time to think.
So my top tier, or should I start at the bottom?
Let's start at Tier 3.
Start at Tier 3 and work
Yeah,
our way
let's start
up.
at Tier 3.
So I'd say the third one would definitely have to be trick-or-treating, which is maybe a little low. But for me, I would look forward to that evening of Halloween all day, waiting to get in my costume, begging my mom to let me get in that outfit and be able to go outside and trick-or-treat. I always thought that was so fun. You're running with your friends in the neighborhood. Tier 2, I'm a big fan of carving pumpkins.
Ooh, that's a
I
good
feel
one.
like that is such a specific activity to the season. You're not going to carve a pumpkin any other time. It's just such a fun feeling. You can make pumpkin pie after. That was always a perk. Tier 1, got to take me back to my Rainbow Wahine days where we had a tradition of players would pick a coach to dress up as at the start of practice. If any of my coaches out there are listening, teammates, they'll remember when my final year, I dressed up as Coach Alex Delaney and went on a speech about, I know more than you. And that was always really fun to see some of my teammates' impressions of the coaches, and tried to get a bald cap one year because we had 2 bald coaches. So those would be my top 3 there, Cole.
That's a solid list. Kainoa, I'll turn it over to you now.
Okay. Number 3. I'm still in high school, so I'd say like dressing up as in your costume, going to school, and just seeing everyone at school's costumes. I'll say that's number 3.
You're never too old for that.
Yeah. Number 2, I think it's eating candy for sure. Just indulging yourself in some sweet treats. And number 1 has to be trick-or-treating. We usually take our dogs out on a little stroll with our friends and family. So, yeah, trick-or-treating is always going to be there for me.
Another solid list, and a list I can agree with.
And I got to ask, what was the best costume you feel like you've had? Did you have a family costume or is it individual?
It's usually individual. My favorite costume I had... Oh, wow. I think Bugs Bunny. I was Bugs Bunny in 6th grade. In 6th grade, yeah. I had a Bugs Bunny onesie. Yeah. The Looney Tunes Bugs Bunny. Like, I was, yeah. Awesome.
Mine was Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. I kind of looked like the guy back in high school. Even a little bit now. Oh, okay. I don't know. But anyway, that was a big hit to my friends. And a lot of pictures were taken on the Instagram. I don't know if I like that or not. Anyway, my tier 3. I'm going to have to go haunted houses. Haunted houses because there's nothing like that spook in a Halloween.
Yeah.
Something to make you...
I hate the scary.
Yeah, I like the scare. I appreciate the scare. Only around Halloween time, though. Tier 2, I'm probably going to have to go scary movies. So I know, Kainoa, you're not a fan of scary movies, but once in a while, especially in October... Around Halloween season, I'll indulge in a little scary movie, and tier 1 has to be trick or treating. I mean, there's nothing like going with your boys, your friends, out to get some candy. My preferred neighborhood of choice is Kahala because they tend to give out the best candy. They supersize the candy.
I used to go to Lani Kai, so it was up there too. Yeah,
they supersize it over there. Okay. That was fun. That was the first edition of Tier Talk here on the student section. But to stay in theme of the spooky season, up next, Kainoa, we'll do a blind ranking of candy. Okay. We have a list of 5 different candies we are going to blurt out, and it is your job to rank them based on preference from 1 through 5 without knowing what's next.
Got it.
We'll write these down on a piece of paper, or we'll stick them on this card for you to keep track. If you are listening, it might be hard to keep track, but this edited video version of the show will be up on our YouTube at ESPN Honolulu later this week. So it might be easier to follow there. Okay, Kallin, first candy for Kainoa.
Our first one, which Cole and I both determined is our favorite candy. Don't let this persuade you, though, is Twix.
Twix.
No.
1 through 5. Where are you ranking Twix?
I think Twix is 4.
Twix is 4?
Twix is 4. I'm not a caramel guy.
Okay, not a caramel guy for those listening, for those UH men's volleyball fans that are caramel people. Okay, second candy for Kainoa.
In a similar vein, how do you feel about peanut butter?
Oh,
Reese's.
I do like peanut butter.
Reese's.
I don't know if I want to put this 1 or 2
on the list.
I think I gotta go 1 with Reese's.
Okay, so right now we have Reese's at 1.
Yep.
Twix at 4.
Yeah, I like that.
Not a big fan of the list right now.
I'm loving the list.
Kallin, what's our third candy?
Let's go with a fruity option. Skittles.
Skittles.
Ooh, Skittles.
I think
that could go either way.
I think they're better than Twix. I'm gonna go 3. I don't
3?
think. Yeah.
Not bad.
I'm not a big fruit guy.
That could go either way.
Yeah,
go either way. Okay, candy 4.
Okay.
Now, the chocolate version of Skittles, M&Ms.
Are these peanut M&Ms or are these normal M&Ms?
Oh, that's a good question. What would you pick? What's your favorite?
I like peanut M&Ms.
We'll do peanut M&Ms.
Okay, those are 2 then.
That's 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now, Kainoa has Reese's, M&Ms, Skittles, Twix in that order.
I hope it's not Kit Kat.
So we are leaving
It's
the
gonna be
5th
Kit
and
Kat.
final one. Let's see if Kainoa makes a good list.
We lost.
It's okay. We know.
Okay,
we know.
what
we know.
five is.
All right,
All right.
Kallin, what's the 5th candy?
Let's see. Would you go with candy corn?
Oh,
as
that's
your
5. Easily.
Wow.
5. Perfect. That's a perfect list for me, honestly.
That's a great list. So we
I think
had
that's perfect.
Reese's 1.
Reese's 1.
We had
Peanut M&M's 2.
mhm.
What was it? Skittles 3. Twix 4. Candy corn 5. Yeah.
Ooh, not a bad list actually. I think that came out pretty okay.
Yeah, candy corn is unanimous 5. There's
Mhm.
no other. Yeah.
Are we missing a candy that's your favorite one?
Almond Joy is definitely the best candy out there. It's just the perfect combination. Almond Joy.
That's like
Unpopular opinion.
that's like an old person candy. I feel like Almond Joy. I don't
Call
know
me
if
old then.
don't know if I've ever had Almond Joy, but I respect it. I
Yeah.
like the list.
I wouldn't hide it.
I like the list. If you had candy corn anywhere else but 5, I would throw that list away. But I like it. Okay, done with our 2 segments, our 2 fun segments surrounding Halloween, and now we'll get into our social media fan questions. And we were
Okay,
talking before. I know
great.
some of your teammates submitted some questions on our
Okay.
Instagram at ESPN Honolulu. Go follow us there. We're trying to get to 100,000 followers, so please give us a follow there if you like our content. Okay. First question from Ids Kalena 808.
Don't know this one.
What made you start playing volleyball? What got you into volleyball?
I think I have to say my dad, and just being around it my entire life. Like I've been a gym kid, like
Yep.
just been in the gym rat. So yeah, being around it my whole life, it's kind of just like been instilled in me.
Mhm.
I've been playing since I was like could walk,
Mhm.
playing balloon volleyball in my living room. So yeah, and it's such a fun sport to watch
Yeah.
to play. Like yeah, I like the like how you score a point on every single play.
Yep.
Like you don't just go down the court, run down. Like for basketball, it's kind of what I didn't like.
Mhm.
You run down the court, don't score, and you gotta
Yeah.
run back. Like I just
So you must not be a fan of soccer.
I'm not.
Not
No,
the
no,
biggest
no.
fan of soccer. That's what
I think I've been to one soccer game in my life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, UH Wahine soccer is doing really well right now. Okay,
Great.
Kallin.
Definitely are. And I agree with you. For ending up playing college basketball, the running was my least favorite part. Loved playing volleyball. Tried to play that in college. Somehow my path just kept sending me back to basketball. But to pivot a little bit to a different sport, we have a question from at Anakala Lucas,
Oh my god.
one of your buddies.
Yeah, that's
I
one of my
think,
friends.
how is your fantasy football team doing?
Oh, fantasy football. It is a fantasy, so I'm just gonna say it's all luck. So no skill involved. I drafted Christian McCaffrey, so
That hurts.
I am 2-5. I have Christian McCaffrey and Cooper Cup, so that
Me
is
too.
yeah, it hurts.
Oh, that
So
hurts.
2-5. I'm lucky to have 2 wins. So we're trending in the right direction. I hope.
I think all fantasy owners who drafted Christian McCaffrey
Yeah.
are already behind the 8 ball, but I heard he's
Yeah, I'm a
returning.
big football guy. College, NFL, like I know a lot about all that kind of
fantasy
stuff.
football. Fantasy football is the best. Okay, a little more serious note from kpono_45. Your favorite memory at Kamehameha, and let me challenge you because I don't want you to say the state championship.
Can I say after the state championship?
You can.
I think jumping in the pool after the state championship.
Me too.
Yeah.
State champs. Here we go. Jump in the pool.
Yeah, jumping in the pool is pretty nice. It was just like all the weight lifted off the shoulders at that point. It was just like could just relax.
Uh-huh.
That must be a Hawaii thing. I guess I'm from Seattle.
Yeah,
We didn't have pools to jump into anywhere near the gym. It was a little cold.
yeah. Our,
But you
fall
are a
and
state
winter.
champ.
Yeah.
I did. I won the
Oh,
volleyball
nice.
state championship
Yeah.
in high school. State MVP.
nice.
Take
Ah.
it. But I had another question, which this one we all know. We get asked this all the time.
Okay.
From Evan.nnn.
Don't know that one either.
How did you get so tall?
That is a question. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I can't.
How
answer
tall's
that.
mom and dad?
My dad's like 6'1". He wants to say 6'2". I think he's like 6'1". My mom's 5'10".
Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So yeah, I mean, but I'm like 6'9", 6'10". I don't
makes sense.
somehow, some way. So
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm not gonna ever
Right?
complain. So.
I'm taller than both my parents
Yeah.
too. I think my parents always say you're just meant
Mhm.
for that.
Yeah.
So I get it. Good for you.
For the radio listeners, Kallin is 6'3".
Mm.
I'm 6'4", and Kainoa is 6'9". Oh my God. Okay. Last fan question before we have to head to another break. What from 808 Empath? What position are you aiming to play at the University of Hawaii?
I mean, I want to go in there, open mind for sure, but I've been playing right my whole career, so
Okay.
I'll probably stay on the right to start at least. And I mean, if it takes me another direction, yeah, I mean, I'd be able to play.
Mhm.
I think either of the pins for sure, but I'm mainly a right. Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
And last question before we go to break. For me personally, where do you think, or where do you want volleyball to take you? Where do you see yourself after college?
Yeah.
After you played for the University of Hawaii,
I
where do
mean,
you want to be?
yeah, a dream I've had like since I've like forever is to play in the Olympics. That's
Right.
definitely the main goal of mine. I mean, wherever that path takes me. I mean, I know like stuff happens, and if it doesn't take me that way, I think like volleyball has done so much for my life at this point. So it's been great. But yeah, to play in the Olympics would be pretty surreal.
Kainoa, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming
you,
out,
guys.
dealing with all the traffic coming to the west side. We had so much fun, and best of luck this upcoming season.
Thank you, guys.
You just heard from Kainoa Wade, UH men's volleyball recruit, future UH men's volleyball player at the University of Hawaii. But before we take a time out, there's something trending in sports, and it's not on social media. It's student athletes suffering from concussions and not reporting it. By not treating concussions, you can suffer long-term health effects. Find out more from HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. If you're listening to the show, stick around as we have a couple more high school athletes coming up on the other side of the break. We are Raising Cane's in Pearl City, and you're listening to the student section on ESPN Honolulu. Welcome back to the student section, live on location here at Raising Cane's in Pearl City. Early in the show, we were joined by star volleyball player Kainoa Wade, and now we are joined by two studs on the basketball court, Mililani boys basketball players, Lecedric Brown and Roman Gabriel. Boys, thank you for joining us on the show tonight.
Yeah, no
Thank
problem.
you.
I want to start off this segment of the show by asking just how you guys are feeling, both mentally, physically, ahead of the season, going into your senior season. Roman, I'll start off with you.
Got it. So this season, as far as like my mental health, it's been really good. I'm lucky. I only have 4 classes this year.
Oh, wow.
So get to go home a little bit early. I just started driving. I got my license not even a week ago.
Big time.
So I've been driving to go around and get food already. And far as physically, I feel like in the best shape of my life.
Awesome.
Yet, like in terms of like mental, physical, it's all coming together at the right time, right before season.
Lecedric, how about you?
Really, I just been working on my game. I've been trying to work on my body. That's the main thing from last year. I feel like I don't have a good diet as of last year, but I've been working on it mostly. Yeah,
A lot of Raising Cane's in your diet, I'm sure.
We'll let it slide today.
just a little bit, just a little bit.
Right. And thinking about returning to the court this year as a former basketball player, I'm so excited for it to be basketball season again. You both mentioned that you're getting into that great shape. What are some of those skills on the court that you've been specifically working on to improve from last year to this year?
I'd probably say my conditioning mostly because coming up this year we have to play a lot, so I've been working on my conditioning a lot.
Mm-hmm. And I mentioned earlier in the show that this is your guys' senior season upcoming. Are there any goals you wish to achieve, this being your last season of high school ball, individually or as a team, Roman?
For sure. I think as far as like I really want to focus on team this year. I feel like if you focus on team first, a lot of individual success will come after. I mean, you look at guys that have always succeeded in Hawaii, their teams have succeeded, and that led to them getting a lot of recognition. So as far as us, I mean, these past 2 years we haven't been on the right side of it.
Right.
I mean, for OIA and losing in the first round of state, so I'm more motivated than ever to not just have a great year myself, but lead my team to a great year. So I think if we really lock in, I think we can achieve anything we want this year.
Cedric, how about you?
What was the question?
Any goals you have, individually or team-wise this upcoming season?
Really, this year I'm trying to be a leader because these past 3 years I've been kind of like behind everybody. You know, Tim Doran, Levi Pine. I've been trying to speak up more because freshman year I was like, a quiet freshman.
Right.
Coming in, I was always a quiet guy coming in. So I've been trying to push myself to talk to my guys lately, encourage them to do better and all that.
The team had a heck of a season last year, finishing 21-6 overall, 12-1 in league play, but ultimately losing in the OAA championship and the first round of states. How do you guys look back on last season and build off of that last year? Because you guys had a heck of a regular season, going undefeated in league play, but unfortunately losing your last 2 games of the season. So Roman, how do you look to build off of that?
For sure. I mean, you look at the regular season, even like going from my freshman year, guys with Jackson Mayo, Trey Lee, who I'd look up to. I mean, they've had really successful like playoff games. And as you know, like you see it in March Madness, for example, every year. I mean, when you get to the playoff, that's where it counts.
Yep.
And in the past, I feel like we haven't made the plays when it counted. But this year, I feel like we've been working hard to the point where like we can really do it this year and just get over that hump. You know, and it's our last year. So we really want to. That's what we're really striving for it as a team.
And you are missing 2 key pieces from last season's team Timothy Dorn and Levi Pine. He graduated, and then Timothy transferred.
Transferred to San Diego.
Transferred to San Diego. Okay. So how do you guys make up for their productivity on the court this season, Lecedric?
I think really we just gotta like fill their shoes, and also having our other guys come in and play their role and make a big minutes too.
Mm-hmm. Roman, for you?
I'd say just being leaders. Like, we looked at those guys to be, really good leaders, and the common trait with good leaders is being super vocal. And I'd put on myself that I haven't been very good at that the past 2 years. So for my last year, I feel like I'm really going to put emphasis on being more vocal and not just pushing myself to be great, but pushing my teammates to be great.
Cole Mausolf, Kallin Spiller here at Raising Cane's in Pearl City, talking with Mililani boys basketball players Roman Gabriel and Lecedric Brown. Roman, you come from a very decorated sports family. Your brother Dylan is a Heisman frontrunner at the University of Oregon right now. Cousin Jenna was a great volleyball player at Texas and UNLV. And of course, Pops, Gabriel, was one of the best quarterbacks to play at the University of Hawaii. Talk to me about growing up in that family and how they kind of influenced, if at all, your athletic career. And then a follow-up to that, who's the best athlete in the family?
First of all, so my mom, I got to give her a shout out because she was a D1 softball player.
I'm sorry.
Loyola
Shout out, Mom.
She always, people look to give my dad credit. I mean, he was a really good football player. We always give him stuff because he was playing back in the old days, like when Aloha Stadium was still, rocking at the time. But I think growing up in a super competitive household, it really brings your passion for the game. And even growing up, I was surrounded by like basketball, volleyball, football, even soccer when I was younger. But I think being in such a loving, like caring household beyond sports, like I never really felt like I was forced or it was just like I had to just because of my family. Like they've brought the love out for me and they haven't made it where I feel like it's a chore or it's a burden that I have to do. But I think being in a household like that, it only inspires you to want to do something great yourself.
Exactly.
Sure.
So Mom is the best athlete in the family. I'll take that.
I'll give her that for now. Yeah, we'll say that.
What a great answer from her son, shouting out his mom, a former LMU Lion. That's awesome. And thinking about that, how did you kind of create your own path in basketball?
For sure. So I think growing up, my family just been telling me, just be yourself. Like at the end of the day, like sports is only such a small part of your life. Like you have to have an identity outside of sports because at the end of the day, the ball is going to stop being thrown. The ball is going to stop being bounced. So just finding, I'm super proud to say, not only am I a part of an athletic household, my family loves me at the end of the day, support me. Me and my dad know how to balance, father, son, coach and player really well. So,
Lecedric, I'm curious about your basketball journey, how you got to where you are right now at Mililani. Was there anyone in particular that put the ball in your hand and influenced you to become a basketball player?
I would say probably my dad, but because all the time he would be on Schofield, I would go watch him play basketball all the time, and at the time he was really good. But
at the time, so you're beating him 1-on-1 right now. Dad's here in attendance right here. So are you beating him 1-on-1?
Most definitely.
At what age? At what? Oh, your dad gasped. I don't know if that's true or not. At what age did you start kind of think I can take Dad 1-on-1?
I'll probably say my sophomore year. I would think so. We haven't 1v1 in a while, but I think I could do it in sophomore year. Yeah, and I started off playing baseball, so I kind of like baseball. Then I started going to my CYS and started playing basketball. I was like, man, I'm gonna play basketball. I don't like baseball no more. So I just started playing basketball since I was 6 years old, and now it's got me here now.
See, and we were talking to Kainoa how he likes volleyball more because there's less running. There's a little more running in basketball than in baseball, so you're a fan of that.
Yeah.
And we're talking about fathers, right? Roman, your dad is the head coach at Mililani. Can you explain the father-son coach dynamic to us and what that's like playing for him?
For sure. I think it's a common perception, usually hey, when you're playing for your dad, it's a little bit easier. But in reality, you're being held to high expectations, not just on the court, but off the court. You just got to be that standard because if you can do it as a coach's son, you got to be that leader for everyone else. And my dad always tells me, if I yell at you, I can yell at anyone else on the team. And that's why I think it's super important as a coach's son to, just be not just a player, to be a really good friend and leader for my team, which is super important.
And for the listeners tuning in to the student section here on ESPN Honolulu that are unfamiliar with both of you guys' games, first of all, go look up Huddle, YouTube, Mililani Boys Basketball, go check them out. But with one or two words, can you describe the type of player you guys are? Or even better, Lecedric, describe Roman as a basketball player in one word, and Roman, describe Lecedric. Roman, you
Go
first.
first, okay. For Sed, I think everybody sees him as kind of a quiet guy, but when he's on the court, I mean, I've seen some of his most fiery moments. So I'd say just super passionate for the game. Like, even he's been around me all the time. Like, we're always working out together, putting up shots on the shooting machine, late nights, early mornings. So I think I get to see it firsthand, but he's super, I know it's only one word, but I just say passionate.
Love that. Lecedric, describe Roman Gabriel as a basketball player.
Really, Roman, our practice, he's always clapping, trying to get everybody going. So the one word I would say is energetic, because he's always able to bring the energy to everybody. And everybody just feeds off of that, and it really brings the mood up at practice.
Love that. Love that.
And what are some of these moments that are leading up to this season? I know you've talked about your training on the court. Have you all gotten to bond off the court, spend some extra time and working together to fill those shoes of those two key departing players?
For sure. I think as seniors, I mean, it's been you have a bigger responsibility, not just to bring the team together on the court, but off the court. I mean, if you can be in sync on the court, I mean, it's only going to, or if you can be in sync off the court, it's only going to lead on the court. But we've done a bunch, we'll go to some games, like volleyball games. We were on ESPN Honolulu today. There was a picture of us going to the games. But I think just the lifting at our house, even just the driving, because we're the seniors, so we have the responsibility of driving a lot of the sophomores and juniors around. One of them is over there. But I'd say you just carry a lot of responsibility and pride and the emphasis of team bonding.
And you just said you just got your license, so you're driving them already.
Yeah, I'm already starting a little bit early. So
Cole Mausolf, Kallin Spiller here at Raising Cane's in Pearl City on the student section. Okay, we have a couple minutes before our third break, but I wanted to do a couple rapid fire questions just to get to know you guys a little more off the court. Okay, so one question I have: NBA player that you like to model your game after, or just someone that's your favorite? Lecedric?
I would say Anthony Edwards. I like to watch him. He's always fired up. He always has that dog mentality. Like, nobody can guard him no matter what, no matter who it is. Like, if you step in front of him, he's gonna try to cook you or scoring. No matter, even on the defensive side, he's always gonna try to stop you. So I try to at least model my game or try to bring that energy that he has.
Oh, he's so fun to watch. Roman, for you?
Growing up, I watched a lot of the Hornets. Like, Charlotte Hornets is my personal favorite team. So I'd say Kemba Walker was the guy that I really liked. Like, he was super smooth, even back to his UConn days when he had the step back versus, I think it was Syracuse or Pittsburgh.
It was Pitt, yep,
yeah,
in the Big East Championship.
But I've always looked up to him because in times when the Hornets were struggling, I mean, he was there.
Yep.
He was the guy, and he was not only a good leader, but he was just a great guy. Like, you see him, and his moves speak for itself, just smooth.
If you could go to any college to play ball at the next level, any college is recruiting you, what's your first choice? Lecedric?
Any college, I'd probably say Duke, from the standpoint of developing. They've seen a lot of guys in the NBA, so I think if I were to go there, I would really develop as a player on and off the court, being surrounded by all those NBA talent kind of guys.
Roman, for you?
I'd say Chapman.
Hey! Shout out Chapman Basketball. He did his research.
Chapman, obviously a really good school.
That threw me off guard.
If I had to say one, probably, I'm being realistic. I can't see myself being on the East Coast. Just seeing my brother's experiences from every play. But I'd say, that's a tough one. I'd say somewhere in California, maybe. What's a good
Chapman. I'm kidding.
No. I'd say Cal Fullerton or somewhere in there, or UC San Diego. I think that's a really good program. Somewhere in the California, I could see myself.
Then you still get to come home. And,
yes.
Well, for a little bit in the Big
Good
West
weather.
still.
There you go. Look, we have to take another quick timeout, but before we do, Raising Cane's and the Barefoot League are having another free Keiki Sports Clinic. This time, it's for baseball and softball players ages 6 to 13 on December 8th. All experience levels welcome. Accomplished coaches and players will help your kids with everything from throwing to base running to good sportsmanship. Space is limited, so register today at barefootleague.com. When we come back, you'll hear more from Roman Gabriel and Lecedric Brown. This is the student section on ESPN Honolulu. All right, welcome back to the student section. Cole Mausolf and Kallin Spiller here at Raising Cane's in Pearl City. We are joined by Mililani boys basketball stars Roman Gabriel and Lecedric Brown. And boys, to start off this portion of the show, and since it was so fun with Kainoa earlier in the show, we're going to stick with the spirit of the spooky season and do a blind ranking of candy. So we have a list of 5 different candies that we're going to blurt out, and it's your job to rank them based on preference from 1 to 5 without knowing what's next. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Kallin, start us off.
First one, kind of controversial, but I think a lot of people like it. Sour Patch Kids.
We're
Sour
starting off
Patch
with a banger.
Kids. Where are we ranking Sour Patch Kids?
I'm gonna go at 2 for that one.
I'm gonna go
Lecedric
3. I'm not a big sour
I
guy.
like
I
Sour
feel like
Patch
something
Kids.
better might come. To that.
Roman puts it at 3. Lecedric puts it at 2 for Sour Patch Kids.
See, if you had to pick, a lot of people like the watermelon, and a lot of people like the classic kids. Which one would you pick if you have the choice?
I have to go regular. Watermelons, it's not all that.
I gotta go with classic too.
Okay. I feel
Different
like
flavors.
watermelon's been making a comeback lately. But we'll flip it to another classic, Hershey's Chocolate.
Oh, that's here, man.
Nah, I'm not really a Hershey's type of guy.
I'm gonna go 2 because I think something better might be in the works.
I gotta go 4.
Okay, Lecedric puts Sour Patch Kids at 2. Hershey's at 4. Roman goes Sour Patch Kids. Oh, Hershey's at 2.
Mhm.
And Sour Patch Kids at 3.
Okay, pretty different rankings there. Different opinions on that chocolate. How about Sour Belts? You know what Sour Belts are?
Oh,
That's really
yeah,
good. Yeah. Do I hold out for number 1 though?
Oh, Sour Belts is a classic.
Those are good. And you got different flavors.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of it.
And you can go Li Hing. So pick your favorite
Mm.
Sour Belts.
Now I'm regretting putting Hershey at 2. This will be a 4. I know
Ooh.
something better.
Yeah, I gotta put Sour Belts over Hershey's at 3.
Ooh.
Oh, I should have put.
Okay. Next.
We got some regrets creeping in over here.
Sure. did.
Okay. How about Starburst?
Ooh.
That's another good one.
While we're thinking about it, which Starburst flavor would you pick?
The pink one.
Pink
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
This is controversial. I'm an orange guy.
Ooh, we
Ooh.
throw those out, huh?
Nah, we don't
Oh,
like
okay,
those.
okay.
We don't like those.
I'm an orange guy. I'm riding with it.
I like
I'm riding
orange,
orange.
and I'm going to pick the yellow lemon one every time, which I know people also don't
Mhm,
like.
mhm.
But orange and yellow, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one.
Okay, so Lecedric has Sour Patch Kids at 2, Sour Belts 3, Hershey's at 4. Where are we putting Starburst?
I'm hoping for a good one, so I'm gonna have to put it at 5. It's
I
not
agree with
5,
that.
but I'm gonna have to put it at 5.
Starburst at 5. Roman has Hershey's 2, Sour Patch Kids 3, Sour Belts 4, and Starburst 5. So the only position on your blind ranking left is number 1, so I hope it's good.
So
I
what
hope
would
it's
you
good.
both say is your favorite candy? Before I give you the number one that we've already pre-selected, I can't change it. What would you pick as your number one if there was anything?
A lot of people don't like them, but I say Lifesavers.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I'd have to say Twix. That's like my
Yes.
go-to. On Halloween, like I'm collecting all those. I'm trading for all of those.
Yep, the Twix.
Yep.
Well, I will say this is neither of those top answers. How about Snickers?
Ooh.
Oh.
That's not.
How do we
that's not-
feel about Snickers at
I'm
1?
not mad at that. I'm
Actually,
not mad. At
not
that.
mad at you. I like Snickers.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's really, that's a
Lecedric,
tough
name your list.
Snickers 1, Sour Patch Kids 2, Sour Butts at 3, Hershey's 4, and Starburst 5.
That's valid. Roman?
Controversial. Snickers 1, Hershey's 2, Sour Patch Kids 3, Sour Boats 4, and Starburst 5.
Okay.
See, and good thing with Kainoa, our number 5 that we gave you was candy corn.
Oh.
Good thing we didn't put candy corn as
I
that
thought,
last
you,
That's a
one.
I thought
thousand.
you were going to put candy corn in the
I
mix.
really wanted to reach in that envelope, but I think we lost it with the wind earlier.
That's a
So
1,000.
We are coming out on our hard out of the show. But before we do, I want to ask you one question from our Instagram followers each. We have some good questions that were submitted. So I want to pick the best one. Let's think. Okay, here we go. Kalanis _808 asked Lecedric, what is your best defensive tips?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, say a screen's coming, he's holding out right side. You want to kind of position yourself up, like against the. I don't know how to explain it. Like, force him to go to the screen so he
Right.
can't beat you going the other way. We went over this at practice, so you can't get beat going the other way. So you gotta force him to go into the screen, and then you can fight over.
Good
Make sure
tip.
you pressure the ball.
Good tip, Kallin. For Roman.
And I'm curious, Roman. This is from Real Steppa's 360. Kind of touched on it earlier, but do you feel a lot of pressure with your brother being Dylan Gabriel?
Good question.
I wouldn't say I feel a lot of pressure. I feel like a lot of kids our age like mistake pressure as like a bad thing, but I think pressure is kind of a good thing because in pressure you either break or you succeed. So that's kind of a good measure to see. You know, I'd always say like pressure is a privilege. So I think pressure is a good thing. I don't feel any really pressured. I just love the game of basketball when I play it because I love it.
If anything, he should feel pressure being your brother, right?
Yeah.
And
That's
that,
how
Say
it is.
that.
and that was a great answer. And we'll leave it at that. For everyone, for Kallin Spiller, Cole Mausolf, this is the student section on ESPN Honolulu from Raising Cane's in Pearl City. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.